Hey, it's Chris Powell with RM Realty, and it's winter. So today's adventures in real estate lead us to 9163 Cole Lane, Aurora, Indiana. Kind of halfway between Hartford Pike and US 50. So it's very secluded down here, but this Cole Lane does get a lot of fairly decent amount of traffic because it's kind of the main thoroughfare to get over to Switzerland County and all that kind of stuff. So it definitely is the shortcut to that direction. So the road is a little busy for being a little country road, but it's still a little country road. So this is our house in question, 9163 Cole Lane. It's kind of got a interesting way of walking into it. There's no like proper front door just because it's how it's built on this hill. You kind of go in through the garage. But we'll check that out. We'll swing the camera around here and just take a quick pan, but we are kind of in the country, so there's not a lot to see other than the country. So here's Cole Lane. That is your closest neighbor up there in relationship to the house. So there's the house. There's the closest neighbor, and then you do have a neighbor on the other side of the road over there. Just to point out, this, if you haven't, if you don't know anything about bamboo, Google it. And if you Google it, it's very, it will take over the world if you let it. So if you don't like bamboo, here's a little learning curve for you. It's kind of difficult to get rid of. There are some tips and tricks that I've learned how to get rid of bamboo, but it's not easy and it's a lot of work. And if you don't want to use chemicals, it's a little bit tricky, but there are some tips and tricks to get rid of it if you don't like it. So it's like a bamboo grove here, so which is, I think, is really cool, but it's just that's just, you know, some people love it, some people hate it because it is a wee bit of a work to keep it where it's supposed to be. To some point, like some municipalities, it's actually illegal to plant bamboo. Useless side note, but I mean, this stuff will go undermine and pop out like over here. Some of the problems people have is the neighbor will plant bamboo because it's cool, and then it grows under the ground, pops out under your swimming pool, and pops the liner. So over here, it's just this is all woods heading that direction there. This property is a little over 3.5 acres. And we'll put that aerial at the end of the video. So there'll be an aerial at the end of the video along with all the MLS information and a link to go to the MLS information via a QR code. So there is this nice barn here, pole barn. Nothing really, just a standard pole barn, but you know, concrete floors. We'll check that out here in a minute. So this is the main entrance to the house. For guests, so it is kind of I mean, everything here it's just all a hill, so just you walk up to the door here, and there is a single car garage with like a large single car garage. It's got pretty decent storage. I mean, they got tons of storage and whatnot in here, but poured foundation, but I mean, you got this single car garage here, so nice. I mean, it keeps the car out, but just so then we walk into basically a mud room, and like I said, other than having your guest walk around the house, I really don't see how you would get people in the house, you know, for like guests and stuff. Like, there's no easy way to get in this house. So you would come through the mud room. Here's your furnace. I doubt that is original. This house was built in 1981, so more than likely that's been replaced at some point in time. I'm not sure if the washer and dryer stays, but we have both Samsung units, front load units. Here's the really nice older hot water heater, Kenmore Survivor, but the poor Survivor looks like it's taken a little bit of a beating, probably moving things in and out of here. I got your breaker panel over here, which does have a few places left over for some expansion, and then there is quite a bit of storage closets over here. and more. They got storage everywhere, so there's more storage here. So then from the mudroom, we walk into this. I think it probably more than likely had it set up as an office or a craft room, just by obviously the little workbench there, and then the amount of plugs that are on the wall. So you would definitely never run out of plugs. It would be small for a like a family room. I don't think you could blow out this wall. I mean, technically, I guess you could blow out this wall and move the family room like all the way over to this region here, follow that trunk line or something. But so to make that a little bit bigger, I mean, obviously that's work, but this room could be made bigger, but it's not quite big enough really for a family room. I mean, you could do it. You could put a couch and a TV in here, but it's just not that big. So, okay, heading upstairs. And again, that's the main entrance to the house. So, other than having your guests walk around the house, I've yet to figure out how they would get in here. So, come up to the top of the steps, and you have this living room with vaulted ceilings. And there's a loft up there that we will go check out here momentarily. But then you walk out that hallway and there's the kitchen. So it's an open floor plan. The kitchen is not terribly spacious, but it's definitely been completely remodeled at some point in its life. Go ahead and read you the description here real quick. So 3-bedroom, 2-bath home on 3.54 acres. The living room has vaulted ceilings. The family room has a door leading to a deck and a wood-burning stove, okay, which is right in here. To add to the coziness of this room, tons of cabinetry in the kitchen with granite countertops throughout, a 24 by 40 pole barn with enclosed workshop inside, gravel parking pad for an RV with a 50 amp hookup. This is a one owner home that just became vacant for the first time. Raised gardens in the backyard and garden shed with a loft. So that's the MLS description for it. And this is the family room area. So there is a light here. So if you wanted to put like a dining table here, is kind of how they have it set up. And then you have this nice slider. And again, so there's no good way, just pointing this out, because it is kind of an interesting feature to this house. There's no real good way to get guests into this house but through that basement door. So, and that's just the nature of where this house was built and how it was built on this hillside. This is going to be a bedroom, which the bedroom does have this nice garden window, which my wife wants. So Heather, take a look at that. That's what a garden window is, and I know you want one. So anyway, let's go ahead and get that handsome real estate agent in here. He's all bundled up because it's in the teens outside. Yeah, so you got a bedroom directly off the living room or family room, which is the living room over here, and the kitchen. The kitchen is nicely remodeled, but it is somewhat of a galley there as far as your working area. Let's go ahead and check out the, got a Whirlpool refrigerator. We got a Wolf, nice cooktop there. Rowan vent hood. And we have a KitchenAid double oven, or at least, no, it's a microwave oven combo it looks like. So that's nice, very clean, wow. The cabinets, we've got a nice pull-out pantry here. Yeah, so no dovetails on the cabinets, so they are nice, but they're not that nice. So, but yeah, nice, very nice remodel at some point in time. Another pantry. I think we have that exact same cabinet in our house. And then there's this nice area here. So for like entertaining and everything, there could nice area put like your buffet appetizer-y type stuff out right here in the family room or living room. There's the steps leading down again. So if you got lost in my video, that's the steps coming up. And off to this, down this hall is your guest bath and the bath for this floor. So it's been updated at some point in time. This is definitely not 1981. So it does point out real quick, all solid, looks like they're all solid core doors, which is nice, not hollow. And then we got the other bedroom here. So not as big as the other one, but definitely pretty good size. I mean, it's, you know, decent sized bedroom. Nice standard size closet here with a slider door. There's a linen closet right here. And then now we'll head upstairs. So off of the living room, family room, whatever you want to call this. Just kind of give a pan back to the aerial here, so we'll look at it when we get up here. But so this is looking down from the loft area onto the living room, I guess is what that would be considered. So we have the loft bedroom, which has its own bath. So we'll call this, we're going to go ahead and call this the owner's suite because it does have an ensuite bath. So they got a closet right here. Just one little thing that I could not figure out, but I thought it was interesting because I like to play with electric, is there's a switch right here. This switch turns off that light. It will turn that light off, and then it turns the bathroom light on. So again, if I switch this switch, it switches the two lights. So I've been trying to figure out in my head how that even works, what they're up to. But anyway, here is this bathroom. And then just to point out, the bathroom in here has this switch that turns this light off when it's on. And there's this switch here that turns this on. But then if you turn that off, that doesn't go off. So this is definitely independent and seems to be wired properly. But this one is quite interesting. So I don't know what that's all about, but I would, if you don't want to have to deal with the bathroom light getting turned off when the room light gets turned on, you might want to call an electrician. So there is storage in the hip walls here. Back in that side right there, you can see the little door. So there's some storage back in there. And then this owner's suite has this balcony. Balcony probably is going, I mean, it's structurally, it's in good shape, but I would say that the deck boards are probably going to need some love, and the railing is going to need some love in the near future. If you want to go back to 1981, there's your antenna for you, but then there's also satellite. But I think Elon's working on taking care of all that internet stuff for us. So real quick look at the roof here. I'll have to double check the roof. I mean, I wouldn't think it's 1981, but I don't know. We'll have to double check the age of the roof. But you can see over there, there's where the raised bed gardens are, the garden shed, and a look of the aerial from this balcony from the backyard. Okay, and we'll go ahead and look over here. So there's your barn, and that's the driveway, and the garage is right around this corner here. You've got to be kidding me. So I will have to look into that. Hopefully this thing did not stop. I just got a phone call coming in, and I think it stopped the video. So I know there was another call. So who knows how that might have to pay attention. I'm gonna have to turn my mental note. Turn off your ring or your phone when doing a video of a house, because I think we're gonna have to watch this video throughout. But I think it might have cut out when that phone call. I was getting a phone call earlier. Yeah, see, I can't even figure out how to turn this light off now. So I turn that off, and then I can turn this off in here, and then I can turn this off, and that gets it off. Okay, so I got all the lights off, but yes. Okay, back downstairs. And then we'll take a walk around the outside, and that will take a look at the barn, and that will conclude our video. Okay, so we're back outside here, and again, just to point out, I mean, this has got a decent little decent hill to it. It's not horrible. I think my video started over, so I'll have to splice those together. But it's got a decent hill leading up to the garage door. So, I mean, obviously the owner's gotten away with it all these years, but if you wanted to park in that garage in the winter, you know, you might want to add some concrete. So concrete up to that garage, nice pad down here, and then, you know, maybe extend these steps out or something somehow. It may make it a little bit more useful. While we're here, let's take a look real quick. This is the kind of where they were talking about putting the RV. I guess you could put it where my car's sitting, or you could possibly even go back in there. But there's that 50 amp plug for the RV. Let's go stick our head in the garage here. So this is the pole barn, nice size. Does not have a garage door, so that's a slider right there. So just to point out that that's a sliding door, and that's what you would have. But if you had an RV or something, that would be plenty of room to back an RV into here. It looks like it's over 13.5 feet tall. So, and then there's this workshop here. So definitely been a woodworker in here. Looks like there probably had a chop saw right there, if I had to guess. But nice little workshop, and it is air conditioned. So possibly even has heat. I can't tell what there, but there's got an air conditioner. So. Some goals in life, in my life, is heated and air conditioned shop. So there's another, looks like a 30 amp plug there. So if you want another plug in the RV, or maybe a welder or whatnot, there's another sub panel here. So yeah, okay. So this is our barn. So we'll take a lap around the house just so get an idea of the exterior, and then we'll go from there. So back up this hill, like I said, there's no good way to get around the house. I mean, like if you wanted to get creative, you could put a retaining wall here, flatten this out. There even might have been, there's this random chunk of concrete here. You know what? I think it might have had. Oh, I bet it did. It did. I bet. If I had to guess, I bet this had some form of walkway around the house to get it to here. So, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could put a retaining wall about somewhere out in here with some landscaping, and work around the house with steps leading up to this deck here. So you can see. I mean, yeah, you could, with some work on the deck and everything, if you wanted to get creative, you could totally bring it around to the front of this side of the house. So there's that slider we were at. I do like the work on making that meter box look pretty. So kudos to whoever did that. So here's some of the yard. Again, I'm not sure exactly where the property lines are out there. We'll add the aerial to the end of the video. There's your garden shed. Nothing to write home about. Good size, but just a standard Lowe's shed, you know. So yeah, just a shed with a loft, you know. She shed or he shed or whatever they're calling these things these days. I can't keep track. Here's the raised garden with the anti-deer perimeter, because the deer would be ferocious out here. Walk around to it. Got a place for the wood pile. It looks like you got a fire pit up there. That's nice. But more wood, and then composting. Maybe I'll just make a composter. I've been wanting to get a composter. I keep looking on Facebook Marketplace for a deal, but anyway, just wooded. I mean, this would be really pretty in the summertime with all the leaves. Just to point out, all this is Asian honeysuckle, and if you know me, it's an invasive species, and I hate it with a passion. So anyway, I spent a lot of time trying to kill Asian honeysuckle. So there's the back view of the house. That's the neighbor's property over there, and the road's down in that valley right there. So yeah. So again, this is Chris Powell with RM Realty, and we're at 9163 Cole Lane, Aurora, Indiana, looking at this 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 3,000 total square footage. It's currently on the market for $345,000. I don't think I put that in the video at the beginning. I don't know why I've been doing that, but I keep forgetting the price. I guess that's kind of important to people. I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, nice home right there. If you have any questions, just give me a call. My cell phone is 812-290-1403, or check us out online at aurum, A-U-R-U-M, realty.com. And like I said, there will be a QR code at the end of the video. You just click that and it'll take you right to the listing. Thanks.